Hello, this is Jake Light, and welcome to Path to Nowhere. What you're about to watch are scenes from the main story of the game, Core Crisis. I'll be serving you as the voice of the chief and narrator of the game. Please enjoy.
After the Bureau riots, many sinners fled into the Syndicate control zone in the west, which sparked off major riots. There has been a surge in incidents and a rising death toll. The Public Security Bureau has confirmed the whereabouts of the mastermind behind the Bureau riot, Suspect R, in the Syndicate. The Public Security Bureau has successfully tracked the whereabouts of Suspect R and is willing to provide you with intelligence. But first they need MBCC to solve the crisis in Syndicate right now. This is an extremely dangerous classified mission, which requires you to lead a team of sinners to infiltrate the destination, contact the local security precinct, and arrest the target sinners to bring the situation under control.
Why isn't the Public Security Bureau stepping in?
Because that is the gangsters' territory. Syndicate.
Get down.
The local security precinct that has promised to support you is just ahead. Its grand gates have already been blasted down. Nearly 100 gangs are fighting right under its nose. As far as I can see, all the streets descend into chaos and madness. In the air is a mixture of sounds of gunfire, maniacal laughter, and wailing, while the smell of blood and smoke permeates the streets. She picks up the pipe and sends a grenade flying high with a swing, which explodes into blazing fireworks and draws the attention of the rioters.
Phew! Fresh air. What I'm most familiar with.
Syndicate is the poorest and most chaotic area of the city. A gang haven and lawless place that has continuously spread violence and chaos to the entire city throughout these 20 years, and the control measures have never been effective. Eventually, the city council was forced to sign the West District Order Management Regulations, which basically allowed the gang's autonomy outside the law to alleviate the many social concerns caused by Syndicate. Bluntly put, the gangs are the real rulers of Syndicate. They make the rules, and the authorities have no say in it.
This nonsense translation sparks off even more rage and anger. They come at you again with their weapons.
Uh-oh. They're getting excited. Chief, brace yourself. Your first show is about to begin.
The Sinner Girl tilts her head and gives you a bright grin.
I'll try to keep you alive for a bit longer. We won! It's been a long time since I had such a great fight. Hey, how come you didn't get hurt at all? What a shame. How did I protect you so well?
You look like you want to give me a good beating.
Look at your wimpy face! Are you that scared of me?
After all, she strangled you when you first met. Of course, you keep your guard up.
Look at you being so nervous. You look so insecure as the chief. How pathetic. I'm starting to like you now.
That's not what you meant with that derisive look on her face. You ignore her and turn to the gangsters who got battered on the ground.
Monsters! Go to hell! Go!
We need to be civilized and polite with our words and maintain the image of our syndicate.
She shoves her steel pipe into the gangster's mouth and shuts his foul mouth. Are the gangsters coming for us?
The gangsters will fight anyone. You're just unlucky. Don't be so obsessed with yourself. This is a place of the law of the jungle. Every summer, the gangs fight to the death to be the syndicate boss. Hundreds of passers-by get dragged into these idiots' fights every year and die for nothing. Be careful, sir. Don't get yourself killed in your first mission.
It's your job to protect the chief. I'll deal with you if you fail to do so.
Hecate is still as cold and stiff as always. She may follow your orders, but as someone whom you have no idea what's on her mind, she may be further away from you than you think.
Okay. I'm showing you the way now, alright? Get your monsters away, you gloomy guy. Strange. They should have had the final showdown a month ago. How come they are still so rowdy?
The thugs on the ground have been beaten into silence. They are still writhing around, struggling, and becoming more and more exhilarated, that they even left bite marks on the steel pipes.
This is not the ordinary power. Chief, stand back.
More thugs are stumbling toward you from street corners with bloodshot eyes and distorted faces, seemingly unable to control their bodies. A distinctive figure appears in the mob. It was a young, thin girl with grey hair. She stares at you with hollow eyes, while a dark mist emanates from her body. The shackles in your hands suddenly begin to shake.
Now I remember that a group in Syndicate will be very interested in you.
Sinners. Your shackles are an absolute restraint to sinners, which means you are their worst enemy.
The grey-haired girl raises her hand, then the dark mist from her body spreads outward. Wherever the mist reaches, the thugs howl and furiously charge past her toward you.
It's mania.
The deranged rioters charge at you, and more gangs are dragged into the mayhem.
They call it a classified operation? See? They already know! Catch that sinner! Find out who betrayed us!
No, protect the chief. The enemy is targeting.
Before the sentence was finished, a black beam jabs at you. You instinctively block it with your hand, but it is impossible to be blocked. Everything suddenly slows down. This moment, you lock eyes with the killer. Those hollow eyes show no emotions, no bloodthirsty madness, nor the slightest confusion or hesitation. Only your death is reflected in them.
Chief!
The grey-haired girl tumbles down to the ground. The bullets miss the vital parts, but leave several bloody holes on her lean body. Her face grows paler as she stumbles toward the dark alley. Catch her!
Don't go after her! The gangs ahead have been infected by her mania. It's too dangerous. Follow me.
You turn into the dark alleys to escape the rioters' fight. The whole area descends into chaos and madness. The thugs are growing stronger, while their minds break down one after another. Sounds of gunfire, lights reflecting from swinging blades. They fly everywhere while the thugs are losing their minds to the desire of killing and destruction.
The big cheese from the east must have never seen this side of the city. The world's most prosperous and affluent megalopolis has been given the notorious name of the City of Sins. The crime rate is increasing, yet the authorities see no solution. Those sinner monsters are the source of the mania.
Hella's pipes dents the rusted pipes in the alley. The man shoots Hella a cold glance while remaining indifferent.
It is precisely this evil power that comes from mania and spreads mania.
Who are you?
Sorry, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Ted, an informant and assistant for the local security precinct and syndicate, and the one who knows about this operation.
Why should I believe you?
You're cautious, which is a good thing in syndicate. Take this. It's from the Public Security Bureau. You've lost contact with your people for a while now, haven't you?
He takes out a headset and hands it to you. The headset starts ringing.
Chief, it's me.
Nightingale?
I'm a gangster in syndicate, and a victim of the mania. I want to wipe out those monsters, and restore order in syndicate. That is why I need you. I know MBCC has the power to wipe them out.
After stepping out the dark alley, the Public Security Bureau is right ahead indeed, but more thugs are also around.
We're outnumbered. It's difficult to protect the chief without cover here.
They're even rowdier now. Do we have no other support? Did the Public Security Bureau only send one jerk to meet you?
Can't get through.
Don't worry, MBCC will help you. Face 11 o'clock and advance 14 meters to find the support we prepared for you.
There are enemies nearby. They will spot us soon.
It's okay. Once you get there, the power there can help you break through.
Got it. I'll buy some time.
Hurry up, they'll break through soon.
Shut up! I'm trying to find it! Where's the armored car and rocket artillery? Where are the supports they promised? There's only a dumpster here!
She furiously gives it a kick. Then low grunt sounds from the dumpster, in which hides a tied-up woman dressed like a hooligan.
Let me go! Do the sheriffs just arrest anyone nowadays? What else have I done apart from delivering takeaways?
Center S217KK. Use the shackles, Chief. She can be your power.
But she said she didn't do anything wrong.
We'll check her background later. This is Syndicate. It won't be difficult for us to find something to justify the arrest.
You
Phew! What a timely support. Why didn't you contact us earlier? Then we wouldn't have to suffer so much.
Syndicate is in constant turmoil, so its communication network isn't secure. Forcing it might expose us. Besides, Chief has always been excellent on the field.
But I believe the intel has been leaked.
It's still manageable. The Bureau is getting intelligence officers to spread decoys to divert those who are targeting you as soon as possible. The support mission has been completed. Calls will be temporarily disabled until we identify the source of the leak and guarantee that intelligence is secured. Chief, the support may be limited, but the Bureau has always got your back.
The gangsters ahead aren't on our side, so be careful and go around them. It's lucky that someone is causing trouble on the roof and drawing the attention of the enemies. Catch her! She's a sinner! She can be very useful!
We are too far away and can only make out that she is an archer. She is pretty strong fighting against so many on her own. It's just that the figure drawing the bow looks somewhat familiar.
She's very outnumbered. She's not going to last long.
Hold on. Isn't that Emp? I remember her. She's the guy who got locked up nearby.
You think you can trap me, the Archer Queen of Syndicate?
Oh, it's her.
That sassy bow drawing posture is too distinctive.
Ah, that stupid hat. Aren't you Hella the loser? You're here just in time. Are you in awe of my heroic posture? Let me reward you with a chance to fight alongside the Archer Queen of Syndicate. It's now or never. I can still treat you to a big bowl of Syndicate noodles when this is over.
That dumbass isn't gonna hold out any longer.
She is a fugitive sinner, S107, danger rating B, which is the same as Hella. Arrest difficulty low.
I'm not on the same rating as that dumbass. Hecate, where's your respect?
And even working for the chief who got beaten up by me and hid behind people's back like a loser?
I've changed my mind. Arrest her now. She looks like she can be a good fighter. Besides, she treated you so well. It only makes sense to pay it back.
Interesting. No one in the whole syndicate can take my arrows.
Her fierce arrow flies past the gangs around her and shoots straight at the ground in front of you. The arc of electricity left by the arrow draws the attention of all the rioters toward you.
Oh, isn't that Ted? He's got 2 sinners with him. What a treat.
Come on, I will beat you all up by myself.
Stop drawing them toward us, you jerk!
I surrender. Lord, surrender. Lord Hecate, stop.
Chief, do you want to continue? Please give the order.
Chief!
She jumps straight off the roof and falls face down before you with a thud. She might as well just wail with her arms around your legs.
The new chief of Minos Bureau of Crisis Control is so brave and awesome. I was wrong to underestimate you. Please forgive me, Chief.
So, who was the one beating me up?
No one. No one. I wouldn't dare. My electricity can do nothing other than make someone numb. It certainly can't kill. Your teammates will be fine, Chief. I have no choice in Syndicate. I need to know how to fake it to survive. But I'll repent of my ways.
Wow, how embarrassing for the Archer Queen of Syndicate. So are you gonna work for the Bureau as a lapdog now?
Shut up. At least I've embraced freedom, but what about you? You couldn't even get out of your cage, am I right?
Shut up! Your Syndicate's disgrace!
Ugh, your Minos is trash.
Cut the crap and rest her first.
Huh? No. I'm just a useless loser. I can't be of much help. Please stop. Hey, stop it! Stop it! At least don't put me in the front row in a fight.
Ted walks towards the hidden door in the Public Security Bureau and enters a string of keys on the electric lock to open the intercom.
You find saints in churches and drunks in hotels.
We walk with the 10 devils.
It's the code for the Public Security Bureau.
All right, I know he's the informant now. Solve it quickly and get the hell out of here.
No response from the intercom. Ted enters it once again.
You can't stay here for long. That sinner just now will surely spread the message out. They will be here in no time.
Sinner's accomplice?
It's a sinner organization. The Freedom and Syndicate has turned it into a shelter for the sinners. They came here to escape from the authorities. Many even formed their own forces, which is now difficult to break, and very dangerous. The suspect R you're after is hiding out at the Salva hospital on the west of the square. That's a well-known sinner force. Since even you are now being tracked down, it's likely that those sinners have joined forces with each other. The situation isn't in your favor. You must return to the Public Security Bureau as soon as possible, and make plans after sorting out the intel.
Chief, the ground is shaking. It's a heavy tank, and it's a fleet.
Ted's face suddenly turns pale. Despite receiving no response from the intercom, he can't afford to wait any longer and yanks you to run toward the Public Security Bureau.
It's them!
The shock leaves you lightheaded. You hear the rumbling from the heavy tanks, gunfire and cannon fire, and the loud crash of concrete walls crumbling. The dust dissipates. The building has been reduced to rubble. A tall figure appears above your head with feet on a collapsed wall, overlooking the streets. For a moment, you find yourself locking eyes with the person. It is a sinner, a very powerful one. Certainly not someone you are strong enough to defeat now.
Come on! The Public Security Bureau has been captured! Run for your life!
Ted's shout pulls you back to reality. Hecate, holding your hand, is pulling you and running into the alley towards this intersection from which you came.
There are enemies ahead.
Break through! Even at the cost of your sinners! This is the last chance. It'll be too late if they completely surround the place.
Your body isn't used to such strenuous exercise yet, and the murky air in the sewers makes you exhausted.
I remember them. They're the Legion! The most impressive gang in Syndicate these recent years. All the gangs are scared of them. Was it their boss who made the Public Security Bureau with one blow? Wow! Don't tell me even she is targeting you. I remember she's called... Zoe...
She is a monster. She's the most terrifying monster in Syndicate. If she hadn't destroyed our order, Syndicate wouldn't be in such a state. You can't fall into her hands. Nor can any of us.
You think of the figure on the high-rise, which sends chills down your spine. Ted is analyzing something to himself as he mutters quickly and his face turns pale.
Why is she here? Have we lost our cover? When? Damn it. If only they... No, they didn't go to the hospital. Which means they don't know yet. The decoy has worked. That's right. That's why they had to come to the Public Security Bureau to find intel, which had already been disposed of. That's right. There's still a way. We've still got time. Come back to the stronghold with me. My men are there watching Salva. They can fight too. And plus, you're sinners. We can win. It'll do if we attack Salva before the Legion does and get the target out. Go now. Hurry up.
Hold on. It's too risky. We must abort the operation if the Chief's safety is at risk.
Shut up. You just need to follow orders as a sinner.
I only follow the Chief's orders. Chief, should we proceed with the operation?
This is the worst opening possible. There is a leak of your intelligence. Your support has been destroyed, and you don't know who betrayed you and who is on to you. But
go witness the end of this revelry. Whatever happens, don't look away, if you can do it. I'll be waiting for you at the end with all the answers you have been looking for.
Please tell me your decision.
proceed. We must catch her.
The department only discovered the whereabouts of the fugitives and suspected him of being the suspect R. This intel could be wrong.
That's okay. You want to see her again and have many questions to ask her. Just allow yourself to take every small chance to catch her. Besides, the target will shift soon. This may be the last chance.
Got it. I'll protect you.
Wise decision. Let's go. There may be riots on the road to the stronghold at any time. I'll find you some camouflage, but prepare yourself to fight at any time.
You nod and look at Hela. She has been very quiet.
What are you looking at me for? Go on. You have decided now. I'm not gonna go against you, am I? But I'm just putting it out there. I hate gangsters. This jerk is definitely just using us. Don't trust him too much, dumbass.
You know it, You don't trust him completely. In fact, you have nothing to fully trust, including your memory.
We're almost there.
You carefully avoid the gangsters in the mayhem, but you can't actually get out of the battlefield. The rotten odor of burnt proteins, the frenetic gunfire and screams, and the bitterness in your mouth, all of this irritate you. Salva is getting closer. The closer you get, the more tragic the situation is.
The news of Salva hiding felony sinners has spread throughout the city. It's the last straw for the gangs, who have already decided to teach these jerks a lesson. That's because Mania has destroyed their sanity. Salva knows how to take advantage of Mania more than the girl who attacked you. Those devils didn't start the hospital to save lives.
Tell me more. Ted doesn't really reply and suddenly stops you and signals you to keep quiet. On the other side of the street, several men in white robes are carrying a stretcher and doing something to the gangsters on the ground.
It's Salva. Be careful not to get caught.
Most of the members of Salva have mechanical prostheses and wear white robes with a broken and upside-down cross. An ambulance full of bullet holes is parked nearby.
Salva is saving the gangsters? They're too far away to hear what they're saying. Huh! They're fighting each other.
It is just a one-sided fight. A doctor-looking man slaps the injured gangster heavily, who then passes out and is put on a stretcher.
That is my subordinate. I sent him to spy on Salva. I don't know how much more torture he will suffer if he gets taken away. Wait. I've seen him before.
He looks at the leader of the Salva doctors.
I remember him. He was the one who took in the target sinner who escaped to Salva.
You mean we can get intel from him?
As long as you guys can control that guy. Come on, Chief. Fight with your sinners.
These doctors are quite strong.
These people used to be gangsters in Syndicate, and were taken in by Salva and transformed into armed doctors. It'll be difficult to pry intelligence out of them.
He steps forward and yanks up the surviving doctor, ignoring his howls and dragging him over to a seriously injured nurse. Seeing his injured companion completely throws him into a panic.
Laura, are you okay? Get off me, you bastard! Laura!
Is she called Laura? Poor thing. She's on her deathbed now. If you can answer my questions, I'll let you save her.
Go to f***ing hell, you
Ted shoots the nurse in the leg, who lets out a wretched shriek.
Stop!
Where is the sinner you took in yesterday?
She's in the basement. Anne, the head nurse, sent her down there herself.
Then?
I don't know. I'm not allowed to go down there. It's there.
What did the sinner have with her? Did she say anything?
Her? No, I don't know. I didn't get close to her. Really? No! Please! Don't shoot! I heard her saying things like inheritance. She's found something. Something about power. That's all I heard. I know nothing, but I've told you everything I've heard.
Inheritance? I knew she had it. Did you notify the Legion of this? I know your medical director is friends with the Legion.
No, I don't know. The medical director, Iron, is away and hasn't returned yet, so we can't reach her.
Very well. Did you hear that, Chief? It's this inheritance that can control Mania and set off this crisis. Even the Legion wants it. We have to get it as soon as possible, and must not let it fall into the hands of others.
No, please, Laura is still young. She's in so much pain, please.
Ted remembers he had agreed to let them go, then he aims his gun at Laura.
She's lost too much blood. This is how I'll save her. Don't worry. I have good aim.
No!
The bullet misses. A shadow shifts his shooting. Hecate acted on your orders. You failed to stop the first shot, but you won't allow him to take the second shot. You've gone too far, Ted.
This is how we do things in Syndicate, Chief. The enemy will never take it easy on us. If he goes back and leaks intel about you, then Salva will not let you off easily. I know them. I know what Salva wants and what they will do. I know it all, and it's disgusting.
As he speaks, a grenade flies over from behind and blows up the Salva ambulance. Flames rise from the explosion, in which are several moving shadows. They suddenly dash out.
An ambush?
See, Chief, this is Salva. They collect these monsters on the battlefield and create them in the hospital. Corruptor, remember this name. They are more powerful and dangerous than those pathetic maniac gangsters. This is what a maniac turns into. Being consumed by the overwhelming power, and completely transformed into a monster controlled by mania. Salva's obsession with mania is an open secret among the Syndicate gangs. Since they worked with Suspect R to spark off this massive mania plague, they must be trying to obtain greater power.
You keep calling sinners monsters, culprits who spread mania. I'm a sinner too. Are you gonna explode if I bite you?
How annoying. I offered to work together not so that a sinner can give me attitude.
I'm no one's lapdog. None of us are!
Hela is infuriated and smashes her steel pipe at Ted, who now shows no fear, only a murderous look. A chill runs down your spine as you recall the grenade that blew up the ambulance. His men are already here. The guns must be aimed right at you and Hela.
Chief.
Hela, stop. Don't attack.
Oh!
The moment you speak, you feel a burn in your hands, while red beams shoot out of Hela's skin branded with shackles like spikes. She wails and falls to her knees, as if she is drained of all strength, looking at you in shock.
Is this power?
Ow, it hurts. This again. What did you do? What did you do to me this time, jerk?
Sinners can never defy their master's order. Hela never tried to disobey the chief.
You can suppress sinners completely. This isn't any ordinary technology. What is it? Chief, I was wrong to say you can't keep your men disciplined. What a surprise you are.
You are in dangerous situation and can't afford to start a fight with him here. You have to leave first. You extend your hand to Hela. Sorry, it's for your own good.
Get lost!
She slaps your hand away and shoots you a glare filled with hatred before struggling to get up herself.
I don't want to follow your orders. I'm not your lapdog. One day, I will kill you and break free. One day! Bastards. Go to hell. Go to hell, all of you.
She uses the steel pipe as a support and hobbles away.
Please, follow me, Chief. My subordinates have come to meet you.
What about the Salva men? Didn't you say they would leak intel?
Besides, he isn't able to do anything now.
Above the ruins, the only surviving doctor dips his knees in a pool of blood, making his last futile efforts to bandage the girl. She can only lie there in her white robe, soaked in blood, which stained the doctor's eyes. You can't hear what he is muttering. His stiff hands are constantly working, while he looks like he can be crying or laughing.
Boss Ted, everything's ready.
Good. This is the head of the Sinner Bureau. We'll be counting on him to take down Salva.
Chief? Welcome! And who are these two pretty gals behind you?
They are sinners.
The stronghold instantly fell into silence. All eyes in the place shot this way with hostility and fear.
Don't worry. They can't disobey the Chief's order. The Chief isn't anyone ordinary.
Hecate is apathetic, but Hela is clearly hurt. She glares back at him and at you. This isn't going well. You give Ted a look. He nods knowingly and follows you outside the stronghold to somewhere secluded.
Chief, my men are rough guys. I apologize if they've offended you.
Ever since seeing the controlling power of the shackles, Ted has become very respectful of you. But it doesn't make you happy. It's not me, but my sinners they offended. It's a top-down effect. Ted's humiliation of the sinners has encouraged the man to follow suit. Ted himself must stop this behavior in order to rectify this situation.
Chief, a few of my men had lost their minds, turned into monsters, and died in this riot. The rest of them don't know what they'll become tomorrow.
My sinners didn't cause this.
I can put up with it for your sake, but I can't control what my men think. I don't have the shackles that you have. Think about it. Your power, the shackles, is so strong that even those monsters have no choice but to kneel at your feet and listen to your orders. You know how much I respect you.
He gets more excited and heartfelt as he talks, but this doesn't make you happy. On the contrary, it even gives you a sense of suffocation. At this point, the sound of quarreling comes from inside the stronghold. Hela forces the gangster down with her knees and punches him in the nose. Two other gangsters are lying next to her, eyes roll up. Another gangster stabs her from behind. The girl's shirt rips, and blood soon zips out from her back. She tumbles but quickly holds her wobbling body up as she turns her fierce face around.
You wanna join in too? Come on! Let me take all of you! Huh?
Hela locks eyes with you. Then she freezes for a brief moment before she soon returns to her fierce self. If not even more furious, she slaps away the hand you reach out to check her wounds. You take a deep breath. Hecate, who started?
As soon as you left, these guys started to provoke us. This man on the ground hit Hela with a stick first.
She's as indifferent as always, but you and Ted both know Hecate would never lie to you. Looks like it's not our problem then, Ted.
Chief, you...
You smile at the agitated gangsters and help Hela up. This time, she doesn't slap your hand away, but accepts it, dumbfounded. Has the wound on your back recovered yet?
Soon. These kinds of thugs can hurt me.
Good. Want to take revenge?
What? Yes!
You all turn to the gangsters around you. Since conflicts will happen sooner or later, and Ted won't discipline his men, you have no choice but to discipline his dogs for him.
Boss! Help!
Ted remains silent and pulls out a gun with a stern face as he walks toward you, and with a swing of his hand, his gun smashes the back of his head, who then passes out straight away.
I'm ashamed of this, Chief. It won't happen again. I promise.
It's always good to quit while you're ahead. You stop Hella, who is enjoying herself, and turn to Ted. I take our cooperation very seriously. You're different from the gangsters, but these are just trivial problems compared to the powerful enemy we both face. You guys need any power you can get. It's good to be honest before the final battle.
You're right, Chief. A fight like this is more direct than a verbal argument. I can see you already know to socialize with the syndicates. Now I know how important they are to you. I'm very surprised, but I'll get my men under control. I'm very grateful. I've come up with many plans to take down the Salva basement, but every one of them is extremely risky. But it doesn't matter now that you're with us. Together, we'll be able to take down Salva with minimal loss.
For sure. Now, he knows his place. After seeing Ted off, you sit down against the wall and take a sip of water before you finally relax. It wasn't necessary to go this far. In your position, you shouldn't have picked fights and shouldn't have taken unnecessary risks. Yet, the trouble caused by those guys was too serious.
Forgive him this easily? He's just playing along in front of you. Who knows what he actually thinks?
I don't really believe him, it's just back scratching.
How impressive, Chief. You really have thought it through and managed to get Ted to do what you want. So Ted was right about they're important to you?
You almost choke on the water.
Huh? Was it just a bluff? Was it genuine? Did you help me because we're important to you?
It's a misunderstanding, of course. For your own safety, you can't let the sinner stay emotionally unstable for a long time. Who knows what she'll do when she gets furious.
Come on, Chief. Tell me.
But this guy you've been wary of is blinking eagerly, waiting for your answer. This may be a chance to gain her trust. Yes, I care about you guys. Perhaps you see the shackles as a despicable bondage, but to me, it is our only real connection. I guess, yes, I care about you guys a lot.
Who are you trying to fool? You think I'll fall for this? Listen, one day I'll break free from your shackles. I want my liberty! Liberty! See ya!
She shakes off her hand and turns back after skipping a few steps away.
Nevertheless, as a coward who only ever hides behind people, you deserve recognition for standing up for me. Before dumping you, I'll help you one more time. You should cherish this opportunity. Don't you need to take down whatever that crazy hospital is?
She gives you a smile, unlike the one she gave you in the past.